All right, people would like to say good evening and welcome to the special edition of the Alma Latina Show. I'm Nancy.
I'm Richard Concepcion.
And together we're going to do this 1 hour, which I said it's a special edition. We're going to be talking story with the Consul General of Mexico, and that, of course, is Gemi Jose Gonzalez. Woo. And also my very good friend Andy Kruger, who has been here before, and he is the honorary Mexican Consul of Hawaii as well.
Again, it's a pleasure to be back on your program.
Thank you.
You do a wonderful job for the Hispanic community, Nancy.
Thank you.
It's my great pleasure to introduce Consul General Gemi Jose Gonzalez Lopez. He's the new Consul General covering both Northern California and Hawaii. A little bit about Consul Gonzalez. He's an attorney by training and education. He's also now additionally a PhD candidate in international law, international relations. He served in the Mexican government. Now this is his fourth appointment. He served both as a Deputy Attorney General for the Federal Environmental Protection Agency in Mexico, the Chief of Staff of the Secretary of Communications and Transportation, and he's been involved as Director General of Government Relations as well. We welcome him very much to the state of Hawaii. This is his first visit, and bienvenido, Gemi.
Thank you very much, Nancy. Thank you, Andy. Aloha to everyone. Yes, I have been here for just a few hours. I arrived yesterday, and I have had a great time, and it's my first time in Hawaii. So I am very happy. So here we are.
All right. Very, very good. Okay, tell us a little bit about yourself and your job as a Consul General.
Well, yeah, let me tell you, it's a fantastic job. You have to you get to serve, ayudar a la gente, to meet a lot of people, to do things, to change lives for good. So it's a very interesting job. In the northern part of California, we have the base in San Francisco, and also we get to serve this beautiful state, Hawaii, where we have a Mexican population, Mexican and American population. So what we do over there is three things mainly. One is protection, caring about human rights and documentation and things like that are very important for our people. Second, we promote arts and culture. That it's also a very strong thing of Mexico and Mexican culture. And also we try to do business in the places where we are to Mexico and from Mexico. So those are the three main issues that we have as a Consul General.
Okay. Para la gente en español, por favor.
Para la gente en español, lo que hacemos son tres cosas fundamentales, y para mí lo más importante es lo primero, que es el tema de protección, donde yo siempre incluyo el tema de documentación. El primer acto de protección siempre he dicho que es dar un buen documento, y para eso específicamente también estamos aquí en Hawái en esta ocasión. Segundo, hacemos una enorme promoción de nuestra cultura, de nuestro arte. Es una de las grandes fortalezas que tiene nuestro maravilloso país. Y tercero, pues también nuestro trabajo es promover negocios hacia México y desde México.
So you kind of covered it while you're here in Hawaii, huh?
We have to do a lot of things that have to do with all that, yeah.
Yes, and I believe you're also going to be going to one of our neighboring islands?
Yes, we're going to the Big Island. We're going to be in Kona.
A lot of Mexicanos up there.
Yeah, I know that there are a lot of Mexicans over there, and it's very important to be there near them, estar cerca de ellos, y lo que vamos a hacer es que allí estamos llevando el consulado móvil, the mobile consulate. That is something moving, it's something amazing that the Mexican government, que el gobierno de México hace, because the first time that they told me that these kind of services existed, I imagined that it was only like a van with a laptop and some guy like with some scissors trying to make a passport, and it's not like that. What the Mexican government does is a great effort to move all our people, all our technology, so that we can provide a very good service, emitiendo pasaportes y matrículas consulares, que sabemos que sobre todo en el caso de Hawái, la emisión de pasaportes pues es muy muy importante para que la gente pueda subirse a un avión y moverse de isla en isla.
Okay, now I know that you're going to be meeting, you have a lot of meetings with a lot of different dignitaries, et cetera, et cetera. Are you going to be able to have a movement here para la gente mexicana, that they can do their passports here, or only in Kona?
Lo que hace el gobierno mexicano is that we try to be in Hawaii 3 times a year because it's a lot of money to move all the equipment and everything. So in this trip, we're only going to be in Kona. And in the following weeks, we're going to release the schedule for next year. And next year, we're going to be in Honolulu, and we're going to be in Maui. And I think that we will be back in Kona again. But we will be in Honolulu, and we will be in Maui next year for sure. I just have to check the dates because they have to be approved by our offices in Mexico City, and when they do that in the following weeks, we're going to release that information in our webpage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Richard, did you have some questions? I know that you had some people.
Un placer de tenerte aquí en la radio con nosotros y bienvenido a Hawái. Y quiero decirle que muchos amigos que tengo en Maui tienen la misma preocupación de que están en Maui y el servicio para la gente de Maui es muy difícil, y para ellos poder tener un servicio que venga derecho al pueblo de ellos tienen que ir a la Big Island o tienen que venir para acá. Y yo creo que ya contestaste esa pregunta diciendo que van a tener un calendario para cuando puedan ir a Maui.
Efectivamente, la idea es que el año que entra estemos en Maui, eso for sure we're going to do that. Vamos a estar aquí en Honolulu y me parece que el otro lugar donde estaremos será en Kona otra vez, pero las fechas es lo que me tienen que precisar de México, porque nosotros hacemos propuestas and they have to approve that. So we are in that process. As soon as we have the dates, we will share that. Vamos a compartirlo.
Okay.
Así es.
And I don't want to put you in a predicament here, and if I do, just let me know. But I know that, of course, I myself is Puerto so I'm not Mexican. However, the Mexican community, because I'm one of the leaders here in Hawaii, they always come to me. And some of the Mexican people are saying that they feel that they need presence. They need more of a presence here. Have you ever thought, or has the the Mexican Consul per se, besides you, ever thought of having an office here or having someone here locally? I know Andy does. He services here as well. But to have someone here a little bit more often, or have an office here where our people can go instead of having to call San Francisco or whatever. And of course, the workload is so they don't get back to the people here. Like say for example, somebody's going to be deported and they need representation now. They cannot wait. They'll call San Francisco and ask for help. But of course, like everything else, you have to wait.
Yeah.
So is there, you understand what I'm trying to say?
Perfectly well, and I do understand that problem. I know that the Mexican government tried to have a permanent consulate here in a permanent basis, but the thing is that the studies that the university has done give us some numbers, and the numbers that they give us is that we provide services, of course, to all the Mexican community, Mexican and Mexican Americans, and we do not make any distinction or whatever like that. But to justify the budget to open a permanent consulate, you need a lot of people that have actually been born in Mexico, more than Mexican Americans. And the numbers that the study gave us 3 years ago, were followed by the decision of the Mexican Ministry of Foreign Affairs of just having an honorary consul general as good as Andy, that we are very glad because of that. And but I am very open to a lot of ideas. And the first thing is that I want to come more. I want to be in Hawaii in a permanent basis. And I am trying to, we had some discussions today with some friends in the legislative branch here in Hawaii, and there was an idea so that I can be back in December. We're going to work on that to see if that is possible. Second, when I come, I want to be with the people. Yo quiero estar con el pueblo, con la gente. Mañana yo voy, el sábado, yo voy personalmente al consulado móvil y además lo que he hecho en otros consulados móviles es que I bring my family, my little children, to play with other children, to be with them. En esta ocasión voy a ir con mi esposa, que por cierto ese día es su cumpleaños y lo vamos a celebrar con nuestra gente. Gracias. Lo vamos a celebrar con nuestra gente trabajando en el consulado móvil. On Sunday I'm going to be in a church. So I want to be more here and I want to be with the people. And today also we had some other ideas to have more representation in other islands and things like that. So I think that it's something that we have to think about and we have to discuss and we have to talk about it. So for me, this first trip to Hawaii is going to be muy revelador, ¿no? It's going to tell me a lot of things so that we can make some decisions. But the idea is to be closer, mucho más cerca de la gente en lo personal.
Awesome. And I didn't even know what you just answered me was something that I've been telling some of the Mexican people here as well. And your answer is almost like my answer. There's just not enough Mexicanos or enough people that we can have a permanent consulate here. But like you said, in the future we may.
Yeah, but I mean, for me, one Mexican is enough.
There you go.
And we have, I mean, the numbers is that we have between 6,000 and 8,000 Mexicans that were born in Mexico, and that's a lot of people. And the numbers that we have is that we may have more than 40,000 Mexican Americans over here. We're very proud to acknowledge that many of them are working in the military here in Hawaii. So we also want to be very close of those Mexican Americans because we feel very proud about the work that they are doing for the United States, because I think that we have to think of ourselves as the same region, as partners, as friends, as neighbors. We share the border, but we also share the Pacific with Hawaii. So I'm going to be here more in a permanent basis, and I do want to think in some other ways so that we can have more presence here for those Mexicans and Mexican Americans.
Okay. All right, people, if you're listening to the Alma Latina special edition here today, and of course, today is not Tuesday, today is Thursday, and we'll be here up until the 7 o'clock hour, and we're talking story with the Consul General Gonzalez from Mexico. And if you have questions, or if you'd just like to call and say hi, aloha, saludos, give us a call here at 808-526-0650, and we'll be more than happy to speak with you. If you'd like to speak with Consul General or with Andy or myself or Richard, please do so. Again, give us a call here at 808-526-0650, and we are global streaming on PinoyEmpowerMedia.com.
Thank you very much again. It's a pleasure to be in Alma Latina, really, and to have this connection with Latino, Hispanic, Mexican American and Mexican community. Estamos muy contentos de verdad de poder estar en este programa y hacer este outreach. Para nosotros es muy importante. Y bueno, como decía yo hace rato, estamos aquí para proveer servicios. Eso lo vamos a hacer en el caso particular de CONA, a estar emitiendo pasaportes, que sabemos que es muy importante. Pero además yo vine a tener una agenda más amplia con legisladores, mañana tener la oportunidad de platicar con el gobernador, también la oportunidad de platicar con la oficina de USCIS, de Immigration Services.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Tomorrow I have a meeting with them.
Okay.
I know. I mean, I want to. I know that it's very important that they can have provided services in other islands, and not only in Honolulu. They are very good allies of us in the mainland, and we want to have a great relationship with them here. I am sure that we will have that. También hoy platiqué con la gente de la dirección de trabajo aquí, Director of Labor. It is very important for us porque es muy importante que nuestros compatriotas, nuestros compañeros sepan que independientemente de su situación migratoria, tienen derechos laborales, y las autoridades aquí están obligadas, pero además están entusiasmadas en poder ayudarles a proteger sus derechos laborales. Es decir, si a usted no le están pagando lo que le deben de pagar o le están exigiendo actividades extracurriculares para las cuales no firmó por alguna razón, eso siéntase con la seguridad de poder denunciarlo. Lo puede hacer ante las autoridades competentes. Le deben de pagar lo que le tengan que pagar, porque los derechos laborales son derechos humanos, independiente de la condición migratoria que se tenga. Entonces, sí venimos aquí a tener una agenda mucho más amplia, y fundamentalmente mi enfoque principal es estar cerca de la comunidad, comprender bien cómo están aquí, tratar de ayudarles a organizarse mejor para que se empoderen más. Tenemos que estar mucho más empoderados como comunidad latina.
Okay, now you're going to do that in English.
Okay. So it's very important for us to have a bigger agenda, and not only it's very important to provide the documentation and the passports that we're going to do in Kona, but the schedule that I had here, it was wider. So tomorrow I'm meeting Governor Ige, and today I met some senators. We had a great lunch. We talked about the problems that the Mexican community and the Hispanic community in general have here in Hawaii. And I also met the director of labor. That is very important. And what is very important for us is that everybody here have human rights. They have labor rights, despite their migration status. So if you're having problems that have to do with wage and hours, you can go to the authorities and tell them that, because they have the obligation and they are enthusiastic of helping them. I mean, we have had a very important partnership with the Department of Labor at the federal level with the Mexican government, and they do not want anyone here in Hawaii or in any other part of the United States that are violating the human rights and the labor rights of Mexican or Hispanics or any other people. So feel free to go to the authorities, to the proper authorities, if you are having problems of that kind. For us, the most important thing is to help to organize the Mexican community, to empower them so that they can feel more confident to try to fight for their rights.
That's right. Okay. All right, people, you are listening, of course, to a very special edition of Alma Latina. And today we bring you, of course, a talking story with Consul General Gonzalez from Mexico, and a lot of great things, hopefully, to come in the future, and of course of his visit here. Along with him is Andy Cougar, who is a very good friend of mine as well, and is the honorary Mexican consul of Hawaii. And Andy, let's hear from you for a little bit.
I just think it's very important for people to understand that, we are here to help. The difficulty is that all legal precedences and all legal work is done through the Mexican Consulate General in San Francisco and with their mobile operations that they bring to the islands. So the good part is that Gemi Gonzalez, as Consul General, and having a legal background as an attorney and a professor of law as well, sees the importance of having a greater presence of the mobile consulates that will be here in Hawaii. And that's really the best way. I mean, we appreciate very much, Nancy, the fact that the Alma Latina and the show here does do the outreach of announcements for the Mexican community. And that's really, really important. I mean, you and I have been working together since 1996.
Yes.
And bottom line is, without your channel for communication with the public, they would not know what's going on. So you are really very powerful as an outreach arm for us.
Thank
we
you.
thank you.
And we try, believe me, we try.
Yeah.
We try to all of our Hispanics here in the islands, but sometimes it's hard to reach everybody, but we try, Yeah. Okay, so Andy, you're going to be here for a while as well.
I've been here 17 years. I'm going to continue for a while, absolutely.
Coming back and forth. Huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All right. Richard, do you have any questions that you would like to share with our guest as well?
Alguna de las preguntas fue a través de nuestro página. La mayoría de las preguntas vino de Maui. Y algunas de las preguntas fue muy importante en saber cómo puede ello buscar una asistencia a un momento que ellas tengan un problema, como usted mencionó, que tenga que ser de trabajo o que tenga que ser legal. Porque
Gracias por esa pregunta. It's Andy Kluger again. We have somebody there in Maui who's very effective. His name is Cesar Graciola. I don't know if you know him or
Yes,
not.
I do.
And Cesar is really good. I mean, he's at the Walter, the Walter
He's at the Cameron,
Cameron House.
yeah, Maui Cameron.
Cameron County
Yes.
House. He's excellent. So I know many times I'm in communication directly with him, and then I communicate directly with Gemi or Gemi's direct report, which is a guy named Enrique Maldonado. So we try to get back to people. The difficulty we have, to answer your question, is many times the person in trouble doesn't want to tell us their real story. They don't want to identify themselves. They're afraid that ICE will come and get them, immigration.
Correct.
They're not trusting of anybody on Maui because they're worried about losing their jobs. So it's a problem that has very little to do with communicating with us. It's will you be willing to trust us to open up with information. And today was a good presentation that was presented both to Consul General Gonzalez, but also his point of view was also excellent. They've got to start learning how to trust. And he's meeting with churches also now to see this as an outreach. Gemi, tu opinion?
Yeah, it's very important that, and that's one of the missions that I have in this trip, and will be in the following trips. We are talking with federal and local authorities and with our community so that our community we can build a bridge of confidence between authorities, federal and state and local authorities with our community. Our community needs to be more strong, to have self-confidence, and they have to know and feel that they can reach us, but also that the federal authorities and the local authorities, some offices are there to help them too. So what we feel is that many of our people are afraid to tell their story. They are afraid to reach these authorities that can help them, and in many times they also do not believe that we can help them. So if you have any problem, in whatever instance, please go to our webpage. There's all the information of our honorary Consul General here in Hawaii, of Andy Kluger. There's also my email over there that I can share with you, and we see everything. And there's no phone call or no email that we would not address or attend. So please feel confident to talk to us and to send us an email and to tell you your story, because we will try to help.
And you know, you're so right, because a lot of times our Latinos, well, in this instance, we're talking about Mexicanos, they're so prideful, and so they tell you only so much. And some of them really, really need the help, but they just won't go out and reach out to a stranger. They have to actually know you. And sometimes that is the problem, because, yeah, I can listen to them, but that's all I can do. I can't do anything, because I don't have the proper documents. I'm sending them to go to ICE. They don't want to go there because they feel that if they go there or if they give a call, that they'll be picked up, they'll be deported. But no, not in all cases. And I'm sure that if you do, and many times I've called the immigration office just to try to get some answers. And I've gotten some answers, but of course, you know, others is they want to talk to the people themselves, you know, and sometimes it's really hard. So yes, the trust has to come first.
Yes, and for that we need very, very strong leaderships.
Yes.
Because we have to build bridges of confidence with district attorneys. We have to build bridges of confidence with the authorities and the people that are working in the Immigration Services Department. We need to build bridges so that our people can feel confident to talk with the people that are in the labor departments. All those authorities are there to watch out for human rights, regardless of the immigration status that everyone has. So it is important that our leaderships can build a bridge with all these other people that can help them. So I encourage them to have good and leaderships that are important, strong ones, that they can be in contact with Andy Kluger, that is our Consul General, our Honorary Consul General here, and also we can help them to build that bridge with these other authorities. Yeah, we are doing that. Yes.
Very good. Well, I know that on this trip you probably can't do it all, but I like the fact that you say that you're going to try to be visiting churches, because we do have a lot of churches here that have a lot of Hispanic community. In fact, there is a church that is called Luz del Mundo, and they're located in Aiea. And I happen to know that because they're going to be part of the festival this year.
Okay.
And there's all Mexicanos.
Okay.
He said every single one of his congregations are Mexicanos.
Yeah.
So, there is a lot. Also, St. John's Church, I don't know if you're going to have a chance to go there, but that is one big congregation.
In
that
Kona.
is-
Yeah.
No, the one that is here.
Oh,
Richard
here.
attends that church.
Oh, I see.
Right, Richard?
Yes,
Yes,
St. John.
and there's a lot of Mexicanos, Hispanos.
the percentage is very high from
Mhm.
the Mexican community. Is the high percentage, about 92% of
Oh, wow.
the personnel who attend to church. And so yes, I think it'd be a good place to start communicating with the people in the community through the church service.
I know
Yes.
you're going to go to the one on Kauai, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
in
Kona,
Kona,
correct,
yeah,
correct.
in Kona, and Luz del Mundo, I know them. They started in Guadalajara.
Sí.
We
sí,
know that they have
Guadalajara.
there's a very important presence here in Hawaii of
Yes.
people from Jalisco and
Yeah.
Michoacan also.
Uh-huh.
And actually, the temple of the Luz del Mundo in Mexico City was very near my house. So yeah, in Mexico City. So I know them. I do know that they have a lot of people, and I didn't know that they had a temple here in
Yes.
Hawaii also.
Yes.
But it's good to know. And it's I mean religious groups are very important because they those are the institutions that do build confidence among our people. So it's a very good way to start. I have met with the Archbishop in San Francisco. My boss, Claudia Ruiz Macié, the Foreign Affairs Minister, she did the same thing with the Archbishop in LA, in Los Angeles. And because I think that we have to work together and together build a very strong and self-confidence community. That's what we need, because we need leaderships not only inside our community, but leaderships that can go out and do advocacy for our constituents, for our people. Yeah.
Awesome. Yes.
Do have another question. Want to know, are the Mexican government are prepared for this election? Who's might rise to be the next president of the United States? And they have different opposite policy against immigration. And he would like to know, is the government prepared to react
Yeah.
to any one of those?
Thank you very much. Of course, yeah, we cannot say anything about the general election that is having here in the United States, but let me tell you that the Mexican government will work with the next president of the United States. Whoever is the next
Exactly.
president, we have a lot of things in common. There's a lot of things at stake, a lot of things that have to do with trade, but also with people. And for us, that's the most important thing. So what we have done, because we're doing something about it, is that we change our whole policy towards the United States. Now we have a new Deputy Secretary for North America, that he's an expert in media. We have a new ambassador to the US, that he's an expert in protection and human rights, because what we acknowledged is that in some of the things that have been said in these months, there's a message that is not balanced. There's a message that it's not acknowledging all the great contributions that Mexicans, Mexican Americans, Hispanics, and Latinos in general are doing for this great country, the United States. So we don't want to talk a lot of the Mexican and U.S. relationship. I mean, we all understand that is very important. And we always like to talk about the great things that are happening in Mexico, but what we really want to talk about are of the stories of the Mexicans and Mexican Americans, Hispanics and Latino in general, the great beautiful stories that they have to and that they share, and that they all the things where they contribute a lot to the United States. So we want to talk to the American people about the people that do great things for this fantastic country. So it's a new approach that we are having, and we want to tell those stories.
Amen to that, and I like that. Very,
Yeah.
very good. All right, again, people, you are listening to the Alpha Latino Show. This is a special edition, and we were here from 6, and we'll be here until 7 o'clock. Once again, we thank Sunny Aloha for giving us this 1-hour special edition to be able to talk story with Consul General Gonzalez and, of course, my good friend Andy Kluger. And we're primarily just talking story about why the Consul General is here, what he's hoping to do in the near future, and for some of our Mexican community here. And I think that he's covered almost everything, because I was going to ask him, tell us about the Mexican presence in Hawaii, but you kind of sort of told us about that already, huh?
Well, yeah, as I said, that is very important, and I am also here to find out some of these beautiful, great, inspiring stories that Mexican Americans have. For example, a very important part of the Mexican community here in Hawaii are in the military.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's a very good example of how Mexican Americans and Hispanics are doing things for the United States.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to know about those stories, and we want to recognize that, and we want to celebrate that, and we want to talk about that. We want to tell many other American citizens, we want to tell these stories so that they can acknowledge that we are doing great things, because we think of ourselves as a whole region, as North America, and we feel very proud to be neighbors of the United States, to be their allies, to be their friends, to be their partners. So we want to become, we want to understand ourselves as a very powerful region together. And that's why we encourage all the Mexican Americans that have their American passports also to get their Mexican passports, and all the Mexicans that have their green cards to get their Mexican passports. Because I think that North America, it's a great region with a lot of nationalities. And for example, here in Hawaii, you understand that very well.
Oh yeah, the melting pot of the Pacific. You got
Yes,
it.
yes. And there are some parts of the United States that are like that, as California is, for example. But we do believe that together we'll be stronger as a region if we identify ourselves as part of the same part of the world, and like that we will be more competitive.
En español, por favor.
Pues estamos celebrando, lo que queremos es celebrarnos a nosotros y Estados Unidos como una sola región. Entonces yo vine aquí también a conocer muchas de estas historias hermosas de las contribuciones que hacen los mexicanos y los mexicoamericanos para Estados Unidos, porque son las historias que hay que contarle a otro buen número de estadounidenses a los que solamente le ha llegado un mensaje desbalanceado y no conocen todas estas contribuciones que hacen los hispanos, los latinos, los mexicoamericanos, los mexicanos aquí. Una buena parte de ellos, por ejemplo, aquí en Hawái están justamente en el ejército. Un porcentaje importante de personas latinas, hispanas, mexicoamericanas y mexicanas, pues son parte del ejército de Estados Unidos. Y tenemos que celebrarlos, tenemos que reconocerlos, tenemos que contar esas historias, porque nos tenemos que identificar como una sola región con múltiples nacionalidades, justamente como sucede en Hawái. Aquí lo entienden muy muy bien, y nosotros sí creemos que eso es algo que fortalece a una nación. Así es que le estamos pidiendo a nuestros amigos mexicoamericanos que saquen también sus pasaportes mexicanos, con que sus abuelos o sus padres hayan nacido en México. Incluso los abuelos, ya no importa que los padres no lo hayan hecho, sí van sacando, pueden acercarse al consulado, ahí les emitimos su acta de nacimiento mexicana y sus pasaportes mexicanos. La ley de Estados Unidos y la ley mexicana prevé la posibilidad de tener la doble nacionalidad. y no por tener un pasaporte. Por ejemplo, también le decimos a nuestros amigos mexicanos que tienen green cards que saquen su pasaporte estadounidense. Hay que celebrar las dos nacionalidades, y no por tener un pasaporte estadounidense dejas de tener tu pasaporte mexicano y no dejas de ser mexicano. Por el contrario, nos convertimos en más norteamericanos, ¿no? Así es que también estamos en eso.
Muchas gracias por aclarar eso. Esa era una de las preguntas que ya te iba a preguntar, porque la comunidad mexicana se están poco a poco, aquí los latinos, como dice, estamos muy mezclados con diferentes razas, y los hijos de ellos les gustaría saber cómo ellos pueden obtener la visa mexicana. Ahora es como opuesto de la situación que tenemos, que quieren tener la visa americana. Un ejemplo, yo soy casado con mexicana, mi hija, ¿cómo puede ella ser parte de esa cultura y tener un documento donde ella quiera y puede decir, tengo dos nacionalidades, soy de dos países, pero claro, todos lo amo?
Facilísimo, con que vayan al consulado y nos den un acta de nacimiento. Esto se puede hacer también por correo. Mándenle un correo a Andy Kluger nos los manda a nosotros, y es muy sencillo. O sea, lo que necesitamos es el acta de nacimiento de la madre o del padre mexicano, una identificación oficial y el llenado de la solicitud correspondiente. Con eso nosotros podemos confirmar que esa persona es hija de una madre o de un padre mexicano, le emitimos su acta de nacimiento mexicano y con eso podemos tramitar posteriormente su pasaporte. Y ojo, por ejemplo, hay muchos casos de Mexican Americans, o sea, que nacieron aquí ya ellos, si tienen un hijo aquí, también podrían primero hacer sellos mexicanos con un acta de nacimiento de sus padres nacidos en México. Entonces eso sería para aquellos que, por ejemplo, son mexicoamericanos y sus padres están en México, estuvieron en México o nacieron en México. Nos mandan el acta de nacimiento de los padres, nos mandan una identificación de ellos, una identificación de los padres. Nosotros podemos comprobar eso en nuestros sistemas, le emitimos a ellos primero su documentación mexicana y después ya ellos pueden hacerlo para sus propios hijos.
Wow, that's awesome.
Important for the Mexican community, para los mexicanos que viven en Hawái, que le puedan transmitir a sus hijos la importancia de estudiar, to stay in school, because for me, one of the most important things that I have done I have been in office for only 3 months, and one of the most important things that I have done in the past 2 months is that I have visited the most important prisons in the northern part of California, that is my jurisdiction. And sadly, what I have found is that half of the population of the prisons over there are Hispanics. And the problem over there that we have is that a lot of little kids are engaged in, with some people that they shouldn't be, and they get some tattoos and things like that they shouldn't have, and that will not end well. The judicial system here in the U.S. is very tough, very, very tough. So I do encourage, de veras invito a los padres a que pongan mucha atención con eso. Yo sé que es difícil vivir aquí, que muchas veces papá y mamá trabajan dobles turnos, que es difícil tener un watch out for the kids, estar atentos a lo que está pasando, pero es bien importante hacer el esfuerzo. Y lamentablemente todo esto está conectado y ligado a muchas cosas. Muchas veces cuando no ponemos este tipo de atención o tenemos problemas intrafamiliares, pues nuestros hijos they want to belong to something, quieren pertenecer a algo más, y eso los lleva al siguiente paso, que es desertar de la escuela. Entonces, en la comunidad, por lo menos en California, la comunidad hispana tiene un altísimo nivel de deserción escolar. Many of them don't even get to junior high, high school, or thinking of college. Y hay un camino, o sea, es fácil. Entonces, yo los quiero invitar a que se acerquen a non-profits, a grupos religiosos, a que hagan un esfuerzo por tener también financial education, porque existen los medios en los que los padres se pueden involucrar más con la educación de sus hijos, abrirles créditos para que puedan llegar a college desde que son muy jóvenes. O sea, existen los medios para poder hacerlo. Y para involucrarse más en la escuela, porque estudiar paga. Estudiar paga. Yo me la he pasado estudiando toda mi vida. Estoy a punto de concluir tengo 2 masters y estoy a punto de concluir mi PhD.
And you're still paying for it, huh?
Yeah. But but I'm the youngest consul general that Mexico has in the U.S. But I've done my job.
Right.
It's not free. I have done a lot of things. So.
That's right.
Entonces, mucha gente dice, no, bueno, es que no porque acabes college tienes garantizado el éxito. Lo que sí les puedo decir es que si no lo acabas, seguro no vas a dar un brinco más allá. Entonces, lo importante es de veras, invito yo a nuestra comunidad, a los padres de familia, a los grupos que están ahí para apoyar a nuestra comunidad, NGO, non-profits, religious groups, etcétera, organizaciones de deporte, soccer organizations and things like that, to be very strong together so that kids do not leave early school. They have to finish, they have to do a good effort, because if they do, hay un futuro. Hay un futuro y este país provee ese tipo de cosas. Entonces, sí los invito a que a los padres, a las familias, a nuestra comunidad, que pongan mucha atención en eso, que no caigamos en una espiral negativa, que luego son tentaciones falsas, y que los mexicanos, mexicoamericanos, los hispanos, los latinos que hay en Hawái, llenemos las universidades de Hawái, no las prisiones de Hawái. Entonces, hagamos un esfuerzo desde la familia, desde la comunidad, desde la escuela, por cuidar a nuestros hijos. Es una de las cosas, es uno de los grandes commitments que yo traigo en mi trabajo aquí. Sé que la comunidad hispana en Hawái está menos lastimada en ese sentido, y en el caso de California vamos nosotros a ir al corazón del problema, a tratar de trabajar de forma integral con todas estas organizaciones, con autoridades también, por supuesto, con departamentos de policía también, por supuesto, que se acerquen a nuestras comunidades, que construyan puentes de confianza, porque tenemos que revertir esa tendencia. No es una tendencia que vaya a la baja, al contrario, va a la alza lamentablemente, y tenemos que por lo menos frenar ese paso.
All right, thank you very much for that.
That's important.
Wow. Andy, I want to go back to you, and also want to ask you a question, but go ahead.
I think that one of the elements of what Gemi Gonzalez just mentioned is important. Part of the central focus of his role as Consul General is to make sure that education is central and important. Like you, Nancy, with Miss Latina Hawaii, and that activity you do, and the scholarships for students, it's the same thing. If the single most important act during the administration of Consul General Gonzalez in California, but as well as Hawaii, is encouraging families to make education central so we have the dropout rate go down, he will have succeeded enormously in the benefits of the community.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yes, and yeah, I do run a Miss Latina Hawaii pageant, but I wouldn't have run it unless it was involved with education, and that's what it's all about. We run the festival, that particular Miss Latina Hawaii, but the girls get scholarships to further their education, whether they win or not. All the contestants get at least $2,000 to $3,000 worth of monies for scholarship.
Wow, that's amazing.
And so we've been doing it. We're going on to our 6th year. So
Right.
it's a struggle, but
Yeah.
we're going to do it because that's what it's all about.
It's important to our community, to the girls, so they can have this access to education and also self-confidence.
Yes.
It's very important to empower Latin women.
Exactly.
So congratulations
And
for
the
that.
majority of the contestants are Mexicanas.
Oh, really? Oh,
Beautiful.
wow. Yeah,
Yes,
beautiful.
yes.
Yeah.
Andy, before we end the show, I really want to talk to you a little bit about the museum that you have been doing, and tell us where it's at, and very briefly, because we got to get off the air, but I want everybody to know that not only are you an honorary consul for Mexico, but you also do a lot of other things. So tell us about that beautiful museum.
I'm the chairman of the board of the Smithsonian Mexican Museum.
Mm-hmm.
It's being built in San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be 60,000 square feet of exhibition space. We've raised $63 million already for the construction of it, and we're now headed towards the 30 million left of the endowment fund to run it. And if it was people like Gemi Gonzalez as Consul General and others in the Mexican government supporting us, it really is very helpful. It's going to be the most prominent Mexican museum in the United States.
Okay. We have a caller coming in, so real quickly we'd like to say buenas noches and welcome to the Alpha Latina Special Edition.
Hello. Hi. I have a question for the consul.
Go ahead.
Yes.
I have a question. I have my birth certificate, which is a Mexican birth certificate, but I just recently found out that I have, instead of being marked as a female, they marked me as a male, and then I'm trying to get some of my paperwork get done, but since I discovered that, I was wondering if the consul can change that mistake that was done maybe like 20 years ago when I was born.
Okay, let me see if I get it. Nancy, did you, I think...
Yes, I understood. She says that there was a mistake made, I guess, with her documents,
Oh,
and
I
they
see.
marked her as a male instead of a female, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Was it because of your name, or it was just a mistake?
It was just a mistake. My name is Angela, so.
Angela, yeah.
Okay.
That's a crazy mistake. Yeah, and that paperwork was done in Mexico.
I'm sorry?
That paperwork was done in Mexico.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, in what part of Mexico?
Yeah,
In which part of Mexico?
in Mexico City.
Mexico City. Okay, we have a very strong relationship with Mexico City office that does all this work. So I will be very happy to help. If you can send me an email, my email is in the webpage, and I'll tell it to you. It's gonzalez@sre.gov.mx, but you can find it in the webpage. So I would love to help, because we can do it. We can help. We can talk with the Mexican with the government of Mexico City that they have to do with these kind of things, and I think that they can help us to revert that and to have the documents right.
Okay, all right. So I'll send you an email to see if I need any other paperwork besides my birth certificate or anything else.
Please do so, because we have the possibility to do it.
Okay, and thank you for your call.
All right, thank
Okay,
you.
bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, right there. Okay, unfortunately, we have to end this wonderful show. I wish I could go on and on, because there's a lot of stories I'm sure you could share with us as well. But please enjoy Hawaii. I know that you're here on business, but get a little bit of pleasure out of it.
Yeah.
Especially this is your first visit, correct?
Yes.
Yes, please do so. And is there anything that you would like to say to the people of Hawaii?
I just want to thank you, Nancy, to thank Alma Latina, all the people that are hearing us, to congratulate you for the annual Hispanic Heritage Festival that is coming. Great.
Yes, we're so excited. We have a mariachi.
Yeah, I know, it sounds fantastic, and congratulations. And just to say again that we are here to help, as Andy Kluger was saying. We have a great honorary consul general over here. Reach us, send us mails, call us. We will do everything that we can to help you, so be confident to do so.
Thank you. Andy?
Aloha. Thank you. Muchas gracias a todos. And Nancy, keep up the good work for us.
Thank you very much. People honoring our heritage and building our future.
A todos ustedes, fue un gran placer de estar aquí esta noche hablando con nuestro consulado derecho de California. Vino para ayudarnos y entender todo lo que está pasando dentro de nuestras leyes, donde todos ustedes pueden tener la oportunidad de comunicarse con él o con su equipo para poderle contestar todas las preguntas.
God bless. Take care of each other. Adios. Adiositos.